Hey everybody, it's been hard to get trip videos out for you because there's been no snow here in Canada hardly, except for this weekend it finally snowed and it's like minus 25 degrees Celsius, which is really cold, so we are still at home. In the meantime, I thought I would share with you all of the new gear that we're going to be trying out this year. So just a reminder that everything I'm going to show you is stuff that we did buy with our own money. We never got sent anything. We didn't get any special discounts on anything. We do like to wait until stuff comes on sale before we buy it, but everything here was purchased by us and not given to us. I don't know if that makes a difference in reviews, being honest or not, because channels that are given gear don't necessarily have any obligations to give good reviews about the gear. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to start with the first two pieces of gear that are not in my hands to show you. I'm going to have to put pictures of them up for you. We'd like to start doing a little bit of winter camping this year, and with kids, we definitely don't want to do it unless we have a hot tent. So we purchased the Seek Outside 8-man pyramid hot tent. I will put some of the specs up here for you. We did not get the Dyneema one because it was going to be too small for 4 people. Because as soon as you stick a stove in it, it takes up a whole bunch of room because you have to have room around the stove or you start burning your gear. And we wanted to bring the whole family, so we needed something with room for 4. So the 8-person tent is actually only a 4-person tent as soon as you stick a stove in the middle of it. It was a lot lighter than a lot of the other hot tents out there, so that's the one we decided to go with. And we'll definitely do a full review of it after we've used it. We also got the Seek Outside extra large stove. Seek Outside was kind enough to let us use some of their photos from their website. And the stove is titanium, and it's not the smallest one because we wanted to make sure that we had a big enough stove that was going to last for at least, a 4-hour-ish burn, so we didn't have to get up in the middle of the night and stoke the stove more than once. And something that was big enough to heat up an 8-man tent. So we got the extra large. It does completely flatten out so that we could put it in a backpack if we want to. We do have a pulk though that we can take with us if we want to take extra stuff. So you'll probably see us doing some trips with the pulk. So make sure you guys subscribe so you can see some family winter camping videos with our new hot tent. This is our new 5-liter titanium pot. We just got it from Boundless Voyage. And this is going to be our snow melting pot for our whole family for our hot tent. I'm just going to take it out of there and then show it to you. So this thing is huge. There's my hand. Quite inexpensive too. I think it was like $56 or something. I'll have to look. Compared to the MSR kettle, the big one, the 2-liter. That thing was on sale right now for $90. It's usually like $120 or more. But very nice. There it is. This is going to sit on our titanium hot tent stove. So the next thing I'm going to show you are shoes. I'm still on the hunt for the perfect pair of shoes since the running shoes that I used for years and years are now unavailable. They don't make them anymore. The first pair is these Daylight Hyperfusion shoes from XERO Shoes. They are a zero drop shoe and they also don't have a whole heck of a lot of padding here. So I'm going to try these out. I don't know if I'm going to like them or not. I believe these are a waterproof shoe, so they might be kind of hot. XERO shoes are quite expensive, but they have amazing sales. So I think I got these for $45. And I got these, which are the MOAB Trail 2s for $35, I believe. I'm going to try out these as well. These are the low version, and these have a lot of venting, and these are not waterproof. I really like wearing XERO shoes around town, and I like weight training in them. So the next step really is just to try them hiking. I'm not going to try them on a multi-day backpacking trip. At first, I'm just going to try them on a day hike. That way, if they don't really work for me, I'm not stuck in them for multiple days. The next shoe that I'm trying out, which I am really impressed with, is the NORDA graphite shoes for wintertime. These are also a waterproof or water resistant shoe, and I absolutely love these things. NORDA recommends on their website that you go up a half a size. I was kind of in between a half a size and a full size, and I ended up going with the bigger size just because I didn't want to get any toe bang. Now these are the winter shoes, so that works all right because I'm not going to be taking these on super technical trails. I am finding though that with that extra half size, there is a little bit of movement in my left foot because my left foot is a half a size smaller than my right foot. But if I would have went with the size down, I probably would have been getting toe bang on my right foot. I cannot even believe how comfortable these things are and how well they've done for me because these actually have a 5mm drop and I'm not used to having a drop in shoes. And most shoes with the drop, I get really bad knee pain, but these are quite neutral inside. They do have a tiny bit of a heel cup, but not much. And they don't stop you from moving side to side. I do find that these graphite or G+ ones do run a little bit hot, probably even hotter than like a Gore-Tex shoe. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of breathability in them, but for wintertime, I don't really care. I want my feet to be warm. One thing that I'm really enjoying is the midsole in these. Until you put one of these on and really run in them, it's really hard to describe. But the midsole is probably the best midsole I have ever tried in a shoe. It's just that perfect bit of stiffness and squishiness. It protects you from the rocks, but it still kind of feels like you're running on air. This is the first time I think that I've had a shoe with the Vibram midsole in it for a running shoe, and I am really enjoying this. These are the NORDA 001s, and they have a little bit more of a stack height in them, so a little bit more sole here than the 002. For technical trails and for my trail run race, the Minotaur that I'm going to try this year, I'm going to get the 002s because they're going to breathe a lot better, of course, and because I think that the lower stack height in the midsole would probably be better for the more technical stuff. But I'm really enjoying this shoe so far. The only thing that I did find on my last run, which I actually have ran in these probably 3 times now, and the first 2 times I never had this issue. But my last run, I actually got a little bit of cutting underneath my ankle right here. So I'm not sure if that's just because these have a bit of a break-in period. I know they do. I've heard that this upper gets a little bit softer and squishier after about 100 kilometers. So I am looking forward to that. I'm hoping it doesn't happen again, but I guess we will see. You can see that this does actually have a really nice wide toe box, which is not found in a whole lot of shoes, so that's something else that I've really enjoyed. And the shoelaces don't come constantly undone like they do in a lot of shoes. Like a lot of the Arc'teryx shoes, I was constantly redoing up the laces. Okay, moving away from shoes. This is the ZENBIVY Ultralight Inflation Pad. They were having a big sale on these and blowing them out, which means there's probably another better version coming out. I kind of hate that because I always wait until there's a sale and then there's always something better that comes out. Well, maybe not better. Sometimes it's actually worse, the next version that comes out. But a lot of people are saying that they love this pad and that it's super comfortable and way more comfortable than the NEMO insulated, which I have. I have been having a little bit of a hard time sleeping in the backcountry. A lot of it has to do with my comfort. I do like my NEMO. It is pretty comfy, but if I can get something a little bit more comfy, I will. It's hard to tell here, but this does have like little individual pockets rather than the horizontal baffling that are in the NEMOs. I have heard that that's a lot more comfortable. And our MEC Vect Air pads are like that, and they are very comfortable. So I just thought I'd try this out since everybody else has been ranting and raving about it. I guess we'll see if I've been duped later on when I try it. And speaking of sleeping comfort, I'm also trying out this new pillow. It's the DELUXE pillow from MEC. I had one of these and I did use it and did think it was all right. I thought it was a little bit small, so I actually gave it to my daughter. This one is the large one. So I'm hoping it's gonna be even better. You can see that it does have some fill in it. The fill seems like it's really cushy, and this one is actually quite a large pillow. And it does have a valve so that you can put air in it, so that you can put it to whatever height you want. I'm gonna try it out, we'll see. I'm gonna have to do a pillow video for you guys because the amount of pillows that I've been through is just amazing. This is the NEMO Moonlight Elite chair. I haven't used it out in the backcountry yet. I did sit in it and I didn't find it very comfortable, so this may be only coming out on one trip with me. We'll see. We'll see how much I like it when we're out in the backcountry, but it seemed to poke me in my back. It's almost like it's made for smaller people. It does recline, and this bag or holder for it actually goes underneath the feet of the chair to keep you from sinking into the ground, which is kind of nice. And it is all mesh, so it's quite light. It's still not as light as my Chair Zero, and I love my Chair Zero, and it's super comfy. So we will see how long this chair lasts or when it's going to go on the chopping block and get sold. A new backpack that we have is the DURSTON KAKWA. This is the larger one. I think it's a 55, and this is the ultra version. This is for my husband. He loves his backpack. He's been rocking it for a long time, but it's been showing some wear. He's got the Granite Gear crown. So he decided to get a new pack this year. So this is something that he's gonna test, and we will have to do a full review on it for you guys. For my dog Summit, I got this Alpha pack for backpacking. I'm actually a little bit disappointed in this because the bags are super small on it. I love that it's got a handle here. It's got a really nice harness with the front clip that you can put the leash on because that helps with pulling on the downhill, helps her not pull me. It's got a really sleek system to take it on and off the harness. There's a little plastic here. I don't know if you can see it, but you just pull it sideways and then it pops off like that. It seems like it's built really well, and it's a lot lighter than the Roughwear packs. And the panniers are a lot lighter material than the roughwear pack. I would still like to see a backpack with some roll top ultralight material panniers, maybe some really thick Dyneema. I've been considering reaching out to somebody like Hilltop Packs or something and ask them if they would take these little bags off this harness piece and maybe replace them for me with a couple of roll top food bags or something like that. I just want bags that are waterproof and that are roll top and that have a lot more room in them than this, because they carry all of their own gear. They carry their own freeze-dried food, they carry their own sleeping mats and their own tent. And they also each carry a rain jacket and booties just in case. My next piece of gear is from Hilltop Packs. This is my new poop bag. This is a zippered bag, and it's a lot taller this way than my last poop bag because I was having a hard time rolling down the roll top with my trowel in it. My trowel just wasn't fitting very well. We actually have a hole in one of our poop bags, so this is going to be the replacement one. Another item that we're trying from Hilltop Packs is this nifty little lightweight plastic gadget for rolling up our bear line and keeping it organized. My bear line is always a mess because it's just in the little rock bag. I try and keep it together, but it always ends up being in a bunch of knots. So I'm hoping that this is going to help that. And it doesn't weigh very much. Let's see how much it weighs here. 10 grams, which is 0.34 ounces. So not very heavy. I mean, you ultralighters are going to think, oh, why are you adding more weight to your pack? But I think something like that is probably worth it. And here's another little gadget from Hilltop Packs. It's actually their other company called Apex Giant. These are titanium hooks. You put the line around the tree and then you hook the line around this little S titanium gadget here, and you end up having a hook that you can hang your backpack off of. Obviously, you're not going to want to use this on a tree that's got a bunch of sap coming out of it, but on a sap-free tree, I think it's really going to help us keep our packs from getting a lot of wear on the bottom. This thing for weight is 0.35 ounces, so it does not weigh very much. I'm going to take it out, see if I use it. I know my hubby will because he's always wanting to put his pack up high and keep it off the ground, but we'll see whether or not I use it. I got some new sunglasses. I have a work plan where we actually have money for prescription glasses every 2 years. So this year I spent it on another pair of Oakleys. I wanted something that was kind of big with lots of coverage for skiing. This is one of the lenses that they use in their ski goggles, and unfortunately their ski goggles are not prescription as far as I know, so I got these instead. These are the actuators. I really like them. I like the color of the lens. And they are prescription. I do have other prescription sunglasses from Oakley, but they're not as big on my face, so I'll probably get a little bit of glare on the sides when we're glacier traversing, etc. Snow blindness is a real thing, and you really have to be careful. This is my new steed for bikepacking this year. We have only done off-road bikepacking so far, so we use fat bikes. This is the Rocky Mountain Blizzard. This is a carbon bike, so it's a little bit lighter than my last fat bike. And it's got the 3 bolts on the front here so that I can attach a rack to the front and put bags on the front there. I can't use my aero rack because it is carbon, so I ordered an Old Man Mountain rack for this. So it should be good. I'm really excited to try it out. I haven't ridden it at all yet. For summer bike packing, I already showed you my bike. This is the fit kit for my bike. It replaces the through axle so that the rear rack, the Old Man Mountain rack, can fit right on my axle, and that way it can carry a lot more weight. I could not find my brand new Old Man Mountain rack, but there's one that we've had for a while. This is on one of our other bikes. This is Chris's bike that he uses when he's bike packing. Same exact rack will get mounted on my bike. These are the panniers that we decided to buy for our Old Man Mountain racks. These are Arkels. They were a lot more reasonable in price than a lot of other panniers, and they're actually pretty lightweight. They're obviously not as lightweight as a bag made of Ultra or Dyneema or something, but they are quite thin material, even though they're totally waterproof. And they do have the roll down tops, which I really like, and I've still got all of the packaging on them, but they have multiple ways to attach to the rack in the back. I think we're gonna like these a lot. We also, off of Amazon, got these GORIX racks, and these go on the front of the bike, on those 3 screws on the front fork that I showed you. You see there's 3 holes here. This goes onto there, and then it comes with these bags. And I think these are actually made in Japan, and they're really decent quality. The bags are pretty lightweight and they're totally waterproof, and they're roll down bags. And they're about big enough, one on either side, for dog food for each dog. So that's what I'm going to be using them for. Because my dogs can't wear backpacks when they're pulling us on the bikes, because it just doesn't work out. The backpacks are flopping as they're running, and it's really uncomfortable for them. So we use pulling Nance and gnome harnesses for them. Electronics, I've switched over to the 1X4 for the Insta360, and I'm trying out some new wind muffs on the side. I've got these little stickies that went over the speakers, and there are little wind muffs that just Velcro on there. They're just little pieces of foam. But I got the X4, I used to have the X2, because this is 8K, which means that it's got a lot more pixels to share across the whole 360 radius. So the picture is going to be a lot sharper. I also got this, it's called the motorcycle mount, and I used this in my last fat biking video that I posted, just on the handlebars. It actually works really well, until you're on something really bumpy. And then I think that I couldn't get it tight enough because it was spinning around on the bar like this. But it gave a really interesting angle for the bike. You can actually spin the video back and look at the rider's face, and then spin it around and then look at the ground or look straight ahead or up high, whatever. It's a 360 camera, so you can see everywhere. This is the new ACTIONSELFIE stick. This one is actually a little bit heavier than this, even though it's made out of carbon fiber. You can see that the handle is a little bit longer. So there's a little bit more of whatever this material is here for gripping, and it's overbuilt so that you can use it in action videos. This one is 4.52 ounces, which is the action one. And the regular selfie stick is 4.38 ounces. So if you're just backpacking, you probably want to take the lighter one. But if you're mountain biking or whatever and you want to get some video using, say, the back bar or whatever, this is the stick to go with. To go with our hot tents, my kids just got Alpine touring gear. This is the first time that they have ever had downhill ski gear at all. So they're going to be learning this year. I bought a new shovel because we have to get touring safety gear for them. So this is the ORTOVOX Pro Light shovel. You can see that it's got some holes here to save some weight. It doesn't mean that the snow is going to go through it. It actually does a really good job of shoveling. But it's got an extendable handle, which I like a lot. And I found this one didn't wiggle as much, was a lot stiffer than some other shovels that are out there. That is why I got this one. It's quite light despite being aluminum and quite sturdy. And that'll go in my pack. My older plastic ORTOVOX shovel will be going in my kids' pack because it was a little bit lighter than that. I got new touring boots. I know that it wasn't very long ago that I showed you guys my atomic boots that I got that were brand new. I went on one test trip with them and they hurt my ankles so bad. I was in so much pain. So I had to sell them and get some new touring boots. So these are the BACKLAND women's carbon. Unfortunately, they were a lot more expensive than my other boots, but because my foot is so skinny, I really needed to have a skinny boot, and this is skinny, but it didn't seem to have those same pressure points on the inside of my ankle. I haven't tried them yet because, like I said, there's been no snow until this weekend, actually. So we're hoping to get out next weekend, so make sure that you guys watch for those videos. So make sure that you guys watch for that video, and make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss anything. One other piece of electronic equipment is this FENIX 7 watch. I used to have the 6S, which was a lot smaller, and unfortunately the battery life wasn't as good as this, and I really wanted to have a better battery life so that I didn't have to charge it all the time while I was in the backcountry, and this one seems to last a long time. I seem to have to only charge it about once every 5 runs, so that's great. Or if I don't go on any runs, I mean, this thing lasts forever. It lasts for about a month. So it's been really good. It's also got the solar in it. I think it's called the 7X. Because it's got the solar panel ring around here. It's a little bit big for my wrist, but that's okay because I like to use the built-in maps, and with a bigger watch it's easier to see, and it also has a touch screen, whereas my other one didn't. It was really hard to navigate on the map without the touch screen trying to use the buttons. This one's better because you can just move around on the map with your finger. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. We're definitely going to have to come back and do full reviews on each of these pieces of gear, so stay tuned. Make sure that you comment below and let me know if you've got any of this gear and how you liked it. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.